apologize for all this background noise. There's some gardeners over there who are using leaf blowers, which is really loud. But there was like the only spot on the hill where I could set this up and not be in the middle of traffic to teach you how to do a Roman candle. This tutorial is kind of advanced. It's really for somebody who is 80% of the way there and needs to try to figure out what's the last 20% of the Roman candle, which is pretty tricky to figure out because it's not super intuitive. So here are a few of my pointers. So I'm going to flip the camera around now. I've set up my board against a wall. It's really good to practice kind of static up against a wall and then kind of drill repeats without letting go of your board. And I'm just taking off my glove here. Okay, so first off, foot positioning on the front foot is super important. You need to have it so that your big toe can get leverage over your board. Your heel, you want it more on your board than you would think. I usually like monkey heel pretty hard for heel sides and all that. So I understand like a lot of people, their natural foot positioning will be a little bit further out like that. But for the Roman candle, you really need to get leverage over your toes on that rail. Your back foot is kind of like a regular toe side check. And so where you grab has to be, at least for me, closer to my heel, and you want to max out and load all your weight onto your heel. And then as you kind of progress through the trick, like for initiation, you're almost in like squatty position, grabbing the heel side edge. Sorry, there's a loud truck going by. Okay. So then get your knee up to your chest here. And as you go through the trick, you want to maintain your weight on your front heel and then progress your weight while keeping it on your front heel onto your toes. Keeping all your weight on the inner edge of your foot is super important. And then the back foot, you need to have it, if you want to do these like all the way to a stop, you need to have your foot in a comfortable position to end the slide. So for me, I like ending with my foot like stacked on my torque block, and this way I actually, if I finished the slide and had to turn, I could load some weight onto my back heel even and be comfortable. Outside of that, the like initiation is I'm getting down and my knee is touching my chest, kind of towards the, like I'm regular, so it's on the like left pec side, and then as I'm going in, I'm grabbing because I'm nice and low, okay, like that, and then I'm loading my knee inward like this, and that's what's stacking the weight onto my big toe, which is going to push into the rail there. And then on my back foot, a lot of the kick out action, even though your weight is not as heavy on your back foot, still has to come from your back foot. So I'm like this, I have all my weight on my front leg, I initiate out, I maintain on the board, and if I want to go all the way to a finish, that's where I'm going to try to hold. You have to, when you kick out, go really slowly, and just try to like lean and progress the slide out. If you try just to like crush these out or try to swing into them too hard or like pre-carve too deep, then you will low side most of the time. I've found that surprisingly I'm not high siding on these a lot. It's mostly all low sides. For those who are going to ask, this is my setup. You can take a look. It's the Ambrosia Pro. I've got a rocket weight on there. It's 3 pounds. I've got some yellow 77A K-Rimes. I'm on ZM1s. And I have some bushings underneath my board weight to keep the center of my board's weight lower. And I'm on ZM1 Rogues with riptide bushings, cone barrel. I think these are cherry in the front, or like, is it wine or something? And then double barrel purple riptide bushings in the back. So keep at it. This is a really tough trick, and it took me like probably the past like 4 months to get through breaking down how to do these. But I'd always get them kind of accidentally before. Like I'd be like, oh, this is a great corner, and I wouldn't have the weighting transferring from my front heel to the toe on the inside edge. So I'd really just do one accidentally because the corner would set me up perfectly to be able to like launch into one. But if you want to learn how to get good at these and do a Roman candle in the straight, or like as a pre-check before your corner as a Roman candle, which is the coolest thing ever, then I'd highly recommend that you start by going a little slower than you would expect, and you don't need a crazy steep hill to learn how to do these. It's really all on the weight control. It especially comes from the front foot and then the back foot, just staying at a steady, very controlled, very slow release from your back foot. And yeah, good luck. All right, take it easy.